Slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! From out of nowhere!
All right, week 6 in the books. Last week I was 2 for 6 on predictions. Not good, bad. Don't listen to me. Team of the week for week 6 is Forrest Whitaker's Eye. Mark Mitsis, great job. Went from bum of the week to team of the week this week. Bum of the week this week, not surprisingly, is Q's on deck. Dane Thomas, hopeless. That's what hopelessness looks like. Matchup of the week for this week, we're going Team Thomas for God Turley. 6-0 team versus a 4-2 team. I think, or unless he's 3-3, but I think he's 4-2. All right, let's get right into the predictions, guys. Benny Goodman versus Mike Rankin. Good matchup here. I'm on a pretty good hot streak right now, 3-game win streak. Running backs are still a concern for me. I picked up Marlon Mack in a trade, which helps with my depth because I need some this week. Big Ben, Juju, Kupp, all going to be out this week, which is not good. Those are 3 of my top players, but I think I'm deep enough to cover. Rankin has his big 3 back, Breeze, Kamara, Ingram. If they go off, it'll be tough to win. However, I think I'm going to pull it off and take Mike Rankin to the cleaners this week. Benny Goodman over Mike Rankin. That's what I think. Next matchup, Team Kozo versus worst team in the league, Mike Lavigne. Kevin's coming off a heartbreaking loss to pretty much Tyreek Hill against Rankin last week. It's going to be hard for him to make the playoffs now, very hard. Team isn't that bad. He needs Dalvin Cook to step up, or one of his running backs at least. Edelman has been very good for him. So that trade has not been too terrible for him so far. Lavigne is coming off a loss, but is a prime candidate to bounce back this week. He's going with Flacco at QB. I think Flacco's going to have a good game. I like that pickup. I think he will have a decent week this week, and I'm going to give the win to Mike Lavigne over Kevin Kozo. Next matchup, we're going Tyler Thomas versus God Turley. This is going to be my matchup of the week. Tyler continues to win, even though he's 8th in points, so he's lower than average on points. Lower than middle of the pack, I should say. His team is solid, but I'm not sure about 6-0 solid. Swinks has a lot of problems this week. Rodgers, AB, Lynch, all out. Team looks iffy this week. I think the good times are going to roll on for Tyler Thomas. He's going to move to 7-0. Next matchup, under new management versus Q's on deck. I know I keep saying it, but Dane is simply pathetic. Pretty sure he was number 1 on waivers this week. Picked up nobody. He's given up. He's made the worst trades I've ever seen. Just absolutely pathetic. And we're going to have to reconsider his place in the league for next year. Barry has great running backs. The number 1 receiver in Thielen. Team is very solid. Maybe his tight end spot will get more than a point, or at least a point this week, as I think in 2 or 3 straight weeks he hasn't gotten a single point out of his tight end spot. This is going to be an easy win for under new management. He's going to take this one handedly over Q's on deck. Going Sean Barry on this one. Max Kurtner, I may feel like dancing versus Ryan Kozil. This is my toss-up matchup of the week. Both teams have not been performing too well. For Max's team, the Browns against Tampa Bay, it could be a big plus for Max, because Tampa Bay's defense is awful. I mean, if Mr. Trubisky can put up 6 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield can do pretty good. Not sure about Frank Gore. I love the guy. Is going to do that much for you. Tevin Coleman is a nice pickup for Ryan. As he's going to be the number one back for the foreseeable future because Freeman's hurt. Freeman's out. It was tough for me to pick this one. I'm going to go slight advantage to Ryan this week, and for him to beat Max Kurtner. Forrest Whitaker's eye versus Saquon These Nuts is the last matchup of the week. Jeremy on an unlucky 2-game losing streak. He's second in points total, but he has the most points against him, so not very lucky. Mark's coming off a great week. He was the team of the week. Team is looking pretty good over in Midi City. I just think Jeremy's due for a win here. I think it'll be a decently close, high-scoring matchup. I think Jeremy's team's too good to lose, and I think he's going to win this week over Mark Mitzis. That's it for this week, guys. See you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Who's Hot and Who's Not. Starting off with Who's Hot, we got Benny Goodman on a 3-game winning streak. Yours truly, the commish, let me tell you. We also have Team Thomas on a 6-game winning streak. Can this man be stopped? I'm not so sure. God Turley also on a 2-game winning streak. Looking good. That's all we got for Who's Hot. Let's move on to Who the Hell is Not. Q's on deck. 4-game losing streak. Holy shit, this kid may never win again. Ryan Kozel on a 3-game losing streak. What the hell's going on over there in Mokina, huh? And that's all we got for this week on Who's Hot and Who's Not. We'll see you next week.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.